I'm here with John Maeda here in Cannes. Beautiful day. To talk a little bit about creativity, startups, end-ups. You just had a very interesting talk about the contrast between what is a startup and what is an end-up and what one can learn from another.
Yeah.
Which one has the more powerful model? Should one emulate more the other?
Well,
First of all, what is an end-up?
Well, an end-up is what a startup becomes when it ends up successful. And an end-up is a large corporation. It's already doing well. A startup is just starting out. It has nothing. It has nothing to lose. And a corporation has everything to lose. So higher risk, lower risk. A creative leader versus an authoritative leader. Someone who's creative is comfortable with ambiguity, likes the word maybe. When it maybe, someone who's authoritative says yes or no.
And this is the contrast of an end-up versus a startup.
End-up versus startup versus creative versus authoritative.
Right.
They're both kind of overlap. But my whole point is that you have to do both. You can't just be a creative. You can't just be a numbers person. You have to bridge the quantitative and the qualitative. You can't just be a startup. You just can't be an end-up. You have to be both.
So it's a little bit of a luxury on the part of creatives to say, you were saying, not getting involved in team politics, for example.
Yes, I think creatives have to get involved in everything now because that boundary of integrity of the lone wolf has to change. It's a wolf pack. It's a friendly world out there. Go run around, you know.
And what is the biggest failure of transition that you see from startup to end up?
Biggest failure of transition is just for a startup to stay a startup. They think they can still be flat, empowered, work the way they used to, but that's when they fail. Startups have to learn scale, have to pick up politics, have to pick up the things that everyone hates, but are necessary parts of a corporation.
So when do they start building a hierarchy? Is it a certain number of people? Is it a certain...
When the stakes are getting higher.
Heterarchy. What is heterarchy versus hierarchy?
A heterarchy is the opposite of a hierarchy. A hierarchy is sort of a tree.
Which is what when you were studying in business school, that was very much the MBA.
Yeah, you have the CEO and the second line, the third line, and the fourth line, whereas a heterarchy is broken apart. Everyone is at the same level, or they think they are. That's a challenge.
Is it better, worse?
It's not better or worse anymore. I think it's what works for the situation. Sometimes you need to be hierarchical. If you have to scale the mountain, you got to be a hierarchy because you don't want everyone messing around. If you have to canvas a large space, hierarchy is better. You cover more ground.
So what you need to do is have this mix between the traditional leadership / end up with the startup.
Exactly.
Are there any examples of somebody who's doing that well?
I think Jack Dorsey does that well. He's balancing both. I think that Steve Jobs did that as well. So I think people who are succeeding as creative leaders aren't just creative people. They're also able to do both.
What is this dislike of politics about? Why? Why do the creative side hate it?
I think creative people want to win based upon the quality of this.
Their mobile phone.
Or of what they've made.
Their product, right.
What they've made. I'm going to have what I make speaks for itself. It doesn't work that way. People communicate what the thing is.
So their perception, I want this fully on merit. This is my brilliant idea.
Fully on merit doesn't exist. That's my theory. I hate to say that.
As the leader of a Rhode Island School of Design, shouldn't you be...
No, I believe that people are part of the merit. People make things happen. The quality of this work happened because of good people. And now to take it to market or take it out there, you need people. So the notion that this thing is the end is insufficient. It's just a starting point.
Okay, so what the creatives are not taking into account enough is all the other people involved.
Everything now to make it happen. Yeah.
Okay, so pay attention to politics. What is the message to creative people? Pay attention to politics. Embrace hierarchy to the right level.
Embrace the good parts of it. Yeah.
And to the end-ups, tolerate the...
Not tolerate, embrace the people that are creative because they may take you to their special place. It's scary sometimes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.